Okay, welcome back. Day 2 of World Cup 2026. Canada drew Bosnia. Jesse Marsch almost looked like he was going to combust on the sideline. The Bosnian manager looked like he owned a frozen haddock empire of some sort. Qatar comes out and shocks the Swiss and pleases Canadians immensely. Also, the US put 4 past Paraguay, and the Socceroos from Australia looked like they actually knew what they were doing. Game 1. Canada, Les Rouges versus Bosnia, the Dragons. Canada came out looking like a team running entirely on double-doubles or triple-triples. Very, very frantic. Every time Bosnia slowed the match down a little bit, you can almost feel the panic kind of spreading amongst the midfielders. That wasn't just in the first half, though, to be fair. Before I go on, Voyageurs, you beauties, shout out. That march to the stadium was epic. All the videos I saw, well done. I wish I was there. And Bosnians, fair play. You guys represented well in Toronto as well. Who knew that there were so many of you hiding amongst us? Okay, listen, all my Bosnian friends, it's the World Cup. It's against Canada. I have to be able to talk a little bit of smack, okay? Just please don't hurt me. So Bosnia looked more composed for large stretches of the first half, for sure. And their number 5, Kolasinac, he looked like one of those old 90s wrestling toys where you squeeze the legs together and the upper body just like spins around or throws punches. Anyway, the man also wasted absolutely no time in diving. Pretty sure his first touch of the tournament ended up with him airborne, asking for the ref for some sort of emotional support. Jesse Marsch spent most of the match looking like an angry dad coach who worked from home, but he totally got dressed up in his suit just to go and coach his kids in the evening. And I'll just go through these real quick. The players, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Jonathan David, missing things he shouldn't miss. Tanny, we have enough guys that miss. Shouldn't have, couldn't have, wouldn't have. Miller showed up. Go on, lad. Well done. Estacchio, stacks on stacks. Dude always shows up. Kone and Tejan. Maybe I just have high expectations and hopes, but they just didn't really stand out. Richie Larea, he always makes me nervous. He's a bit of a hothead. Not a bit of a hothead. He's a hothead. It feels like he misses a lot of passes in the first half, but he's aggressive. He's strong. In my opinion, I think he cost us in the first goal, but that was just in the beginning. After that, I thought that was going to be like his beginning of his descent into hotheadness, but he kept it together. He had a good game. He kept himself composed, so well done. Johnston, our other hothead on the other side, I thought him and Richie were going to cost us, but they both settled their early jitters and came in strong. And Luke, I don't know how to say his name, so I'm just going to call him Jean-Luc picked up a card. Well done. He played pretty good. He came into his own as well. Promised David, Larin's goal didn't happen without him. My man of the match, though, Ali Ahmed. As soon as he came out there, he changed the dynamic on the field. It was amazing. He did so well. His speed, his pace, his control, his situational awareness was fantastic. And then there's Kyle Larin. I give this guy shit constantly online, in the comments, on the Voyager groups. But I feel like there's a player in there that disappears for long stretches way too often. But where credit is due, he came out there, he looked like he was determined to prove people wrong instead of just existing in the attack. Maybe it's a first half sit is what works for him. And then we've got the Bosnian manager, Barbarez, meanwhile out here looking like an operations director for a fish sticks company. Absolute captain highlighter energy, and I'm here for it. Okay, my Bosnian brothers, here's my olive branch. Your number 5, I'm not going to try and say his name again. He grew on me. He was the best Bosnian on the pitch. He complained about everything. He was passionate. He was physical but clean. He had a great game. By the end of the game, I actually had a lot of fun watching him. So big ups to him. Okay, moving on. That's all I'm going to have for this game. I'll have a lot more to say in other games. But game 2, Qatar versus Switzerland. This game was saved entirely by an injury time goal. Own goal, for that matter, from Switzerland's Muheim. Otherwise, it was pretty much a snoozer. Switzerland dominated possession, but couldn't actually do anything with it. Qatar defended deep. They absorbed the pressure, snatched a point They parked the bus, and that's all you need. A point's a point. Um, their Switzerland's manager looked like he manages a regional bank branch inside a grocery store and coaches on the weekends. Perfectly fine, but zero charisma. The way they played, the way Qatar played, is good news for Qatar's players. Unlike the Spain women's national team, they don't have to worry about a Spanish official kissing them on the lips when they win. This game had one highlight, and it was an own goal. That sucks. Okay, game 3. The Yanks, United States versus Paraguay. Alberroja. The U.S. came out strong, and they didn't let up. Balogun got a brace, the first U.S. World Cup brace since, I think, the 1930s. Paraguay scored early on themselves just to set the tone, and Reina added a late one by taking a Sunday stroll unopposed into the box. That was terrible defending by Paraguay. Anyway, Paraguay grabbed a consolation through Mauricio, but they were really never in it outside of that one goal. The U.S. actually looks legit. Paraguay is notoriously good at defending, historically, but not today. Or the U.S. is just that precise right now. So good on them, and I hope to see what else they can do in the rest of this tournament, especially as hosts. What I did see the U.S. do is come out and try to aggravate the Paraguayan players into making mistakes. Nutmegging, that's a surefire way to get a South American team to want to foul you. So if that was their game plan, I think they did it early and they did it quick, and it kind of set the tone. Pochettino, the manager for the U.S., taking the win in stride, looking like a sober Russell Crowe on a safari. The USA scored 4, and it could have been more. Being in CONCACAF, I'm raised to hate the US, but I haven't ever seen them play so well. So good on them. Game 4, the Socceroos versus Turkey. Australia handled business. They opened the scoring in the 27th minute and then sealed it off in the 75th. It was clean, clinical, professional. It was actually a lot of fun to watch. Turkey didn't do very much. I was actually a little surprised and disappointed, but they were against a Socceroos side that was organized and dangerous. So their manager, Tony Popovic, he looks like a man who's seen Australian football at its worst, and he's just enjoying the moment. So good on him. And dare I say, destination first in their group? We'll see. So the Voyageurs brought the soul. The Marsch was electric. Then BMO Field security and FIFA spent the next 90 minutes stripping every bit of personality out of that building. Canada's first World Cup home match is turned into a sterile corporate event that even Will Arnett, probably halfway through his bit, was thinking, I've made a huge mistake. All right, see you tomorrow, where I continue my important investigation as to whether international football managers are being dressed by their moms.